Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone's well for our last press conference of the season.
Nah.
We'll do one next week if you want.
I want to do a press conference twice a week in holidays.
Okay. Everyone's in agreement. Brilliant. Deal. Just a reminder how we operate our press conferences. No streaming, no tweeting during press conferences. We'll start with Gary from Sky, who's on the left there. I can see him, and then we'll move on to all the other broadcast questions. The written part of the press conference afterwards is embargo till 10:30 tonight. Gary, can you hear us? Let me sort you out quickly. If anyone does have a question afterwards, please raise your hand. Gary, can you hear us?
I can, mate. You've just unmuted me. Thank you very much. Jose, thank you for your time. Any injury news?
Thank you. All good. A part of Dombele, everybody ready, including Dele Alli.
Okay, so Dele Alli has been out a little while. Not ready maybe to start?
Yeah, ready. Yeah. He worked with the team all week. He's ready.
Eric Dyer's back as well. His suspension is over. But of course, you won 3 on the bounce without him. Is that a difficult decision?
I like these difficult decisions. The difficult decisions of you want players and you don't have are the difficult decisions that we coaches, we don't like. I think we all like these problems. He was playing magnificent before the suspension. Davison, Toby are playing well. Jan played well when he started against Bournemouth. So we are fine. We have four big boys ready for the last match.
And Eric's just signed a big new contract. He's an important player for you.
Yeah, it's really important. We look, for example, to the situation of last season where Spurs started the season with a few players going to the last year of contract and question marks about their future, staying, leaving, signing, not signing, leaving in January like Christian did. I think very important for us that Eric is not in this situation, sign a new contract, committed with the club. If he signs, it's because he's happy with the contract, it's because he's happy with his perspectives of a future as a player here. We are very happy, of course.
Speaking about players who in the last year of their contracts, Jose, sorry to ask again, but is there any news at all on Jan Vertonghen?
I think 8 years in the club, and for me 8 months or something like that. I think it's for Jan to be the man to speak about his future and not for me.
Crystal Palace have been on a terrible run, to be fair, Jose, since the restart. Lost the last 7.
Means nothing for me. I never look to the opponents based on their run. I never look to the opponents based on the position on the table. I look to the opponents by what they are in terms of their potential, their quality, their organization. That's the way I look to opponents. So for me, Palace, a very good team that had a very good season with good results, competing always and even against the top teams, or getting results or trying to get or make it really difficult for big opposition. Great coach, lots of experience, very good players. Last match of the season is going to be hard.
And lastly, from me, you're second in the form table. You'd have been higher, but for some VAR decisions. 2 words, we're asking all managers, if you don't mind, for 2 words or 1 word, just to describe how VAR has performed this season.
In 1 word, I cannot do it, but maybe in a sentence, I can express my feelings. VAR was great for some clubs and was very bad for others.
Thank you.
Gary. George Cummings from BBC 5 Live. George, Can you
Hello,
hear us?
Jose. Just two questions from me. What's your gut feeling as to what will happen this weekend? That you'll win and you'll be playing Europa League football next season if Chelsea beat Wolves? Is that your gut feeling as to what will happen?
We have a couple of possibilities of playing Europe next season, but we are in the hands of others. So to finish 6th, we need to win, and we need Wolves not to win. To finish 7th and qualify for Europe, we need Arsenal not to win the FA Cup. So we have options to be there, but we depend on other results. The only feeling that I can have is that we can beat Palace and add 3 more points to our table, and then I don't know, finish 6th, finish 7th. Arsenal wins the final, Arsenal lose the final. I don't know. So I have, me and my players, we have just to focus on keep the good run, keep the good performance, win the match, play really serious because it's a big game for us, and win the game. After that, we don't know.
And Jordan Henderson won the Football Writers Player of the Year. So who's your Manager of the Year? Have you got one?
I would say many could do it. Depends on the way you look to it. I think the champion is always a big contender to win it. But I think you look to the table, you look to the clubs, to different objectives, and you can say that other clubs, their managers are also champions. If you fight for no relegation and you are not relegated, you are a champion. If you play for stability on the table and you do it, you are also a champion. So when I look, for example, to Stoke, Wolves, can give you more examples, but just giving you quickly these 2 examples. Great seasons, their targets achieved, Wolves fighting for Europe and can reach, of course, Europe still. Sheffield, amazing season. Newcastle, easy staying in the division. There are so many, but the easy pragmatic way to look at it is champion, and of course a very strong champion. I think probably the manager deserves.
Klopp, you mean Liverpool? Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to go to James from TalkSport. James, I'm just unmuting you now.
Hi, Jose.
There you go.
Hey.
Jose, you could win on Sunday and still find yourself not in the Europa League next season, but I wonder if the silver lining of that could be something you use to your advantage next season if you don't have any European competitions to worry about.
I prefer Europe. I prefer to play Europa League than not to do it. Is an advantage not to play. It is, because you have 1 match per week, you prepare every match, you have less injuries, you have less fatigue, you don't travel the same, no accumulation, no mental fatigue. Has lots of advantages, but I prefer the team to compete in Europa League, even not being the top European competition. Is an European competition. I prefer to do it. I think it's a competition where, of course, the level drops, especially on the group phase. Before the teams that come from the Champions League, is also a competition where you can perfectly give a chance and work the evolution of the younger players. So, of course, I would prefer to play Europa League.
And just finally from me, Jose, we know how this pandemic has affected every club financially. Have you had assurances that you won't need to sell your key players this summer?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, James. We'll move on to Jack Pittbrook at The Athletic. Jack.
Hi, Jose.
Hey.
You were very, very critical of your players after the Sheffield United game. Since then, you've won 4 games and drawn 1. Did your comments provoke the reaction you were hoping for from the players?
I was critical with the players. I was critical with myself. Was just a bad performance. Was a key moment to turn things? I don't think so, because before that we were fine. We start this period getting results and getting positive performances. I think this Sheffield game is kind of out of context. Was a bad performance. We start the game very bad. We score a great goal that VAR disallowed. Do we have to be stronger than that and play better than that, independent of that disallowed goal that affects the result? Yes, we have to play better than that. But showed me what I know. The boys are good guys, and they want to work, they want to improve, they want to get results, they are united. And after that, they felt that was all or nothing, that every defeat or even draw could end in the end of our possibilities of playing Europe. We had matches at home, for example, Arsenal, Leicester, Newcastle away. I think especially these 3 matches, we clearly know that if we don't win it in this moment, we would be 8th or 9th and no chance to play Europa League. So it's important to be alive, and the players realized that the only way to be alive was to win these matches. So they were very, very strong performances, tactical performances, sacrifice, group, attitude, team, all these ingredients. The boys managed to have it.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to finish with Jonathan Veal and Ellie Gold, then we'll move on to the written section. So, Jonathan, you'll go first, top left. John, can you unmute? If not, I'll move on to Ali. He's just looking at me. Doesn't seem to be working. Try one more time, John, and if not, I'm going to move on to Ali.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, Jose. I know the season hasn't even finished yet, but just looking ahead to next season, what are your plans for pre-season? Might you still go away on tour somewhere?
We are not going away. Lots of uncertainty. You organize, you invest, you book, and then who knows what is going to happen in 2-3 weeks. We don't know which countries can we go, which countries we cannot go, to organize any kind of, or to be involved in any kind of tournament abroad is also a big question mark. So we have to play safe, and to play safe in such a short preseason that we are going to have, because of course then the players, they go to their national teams. To play safe is to stay at home, and we are very lucky because our home is amazing. So by staying here and training here, we have great conditions to work.
Cool. And the transfer window opens on Monday. Are you expecting any early business, or do you think it will be a slow market?
Monday? A new player Monday? That would be amazing news. But I think it's just the opening of the window. I think we are going in the right direction. Very calm, organized, thinking well, measure everything. I think we are going in the right direction. We know what we can do. We know what we cannot do. We know which directions we can, which directions we cannot. We cannot be reactive and react in relation to what our opponents may do and can do that we cannot do. So we are very balanced. We are together. No doubts about what we need and no doubts what is possible for us to get. So I think step by step we will end in a better squad, in a more balanced squad that we have now. Of course, keeping the great players that we have is a very important thing.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. We'll finish with Ali Gold. Ali.
Hello, Jose.
Ali.
Hey, I just want to ask you on a slightly different thing, but you're coming to the end of your first season with a new assistant manager in João Sacramento, obviously a relatively young guy. And I just wondered how that relationship and what that dynamic has been like for you.
You know, João is working with me, as you know, just at Spurs for the first time. But I can say that we worked together for a few years. He's being in Monaco and then in Lille. But our relation comes from them. We can say that by talking, by changing opinions, by changing ideas, we know each other for quite a long time. And I knew that he was going to be an assistant with quality, because he has great talent, and with great motivation, because for him was the first time that he was going really to a league of our dimension, with the day-by-day challenge of our league. So I'm really, really happy, of course, with João, and I think for him is a great experience too, to be at this level. My other assistant, Ricardo, is leaving, and is leaving because he feels that he would like, in this stage of his career, to have probably one of his last opportunities due to his age, to be a head coach. And I'm not going to say where, of course, that's up to him, but he's leaving, and of course we all wish him the best. Who is coming to replace him? I prefer that is the club that is going to inform you about that. But my decision was to go again in one direction that I had before in other clubs, which is to help local people to develop, instead of bring one more assistant with me. So we'll be somebody with an history in the club, connected with the club, and let's try to give him an opportunity, because I'm not really a big fan of people moving with lots of assistants and forgetting local talent and people from the house.
So that deal's pretty much already done. It just has to be announced then.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Jose.
Thank you, guys. That's the end of the broadcast part of the press conference. We'll move on to the newspaper written briefing.